Hello. Where are we?
The
The apple farm. Hello, Emmy. Hello. How are you? Lainey, where did you eat this morning?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. How old are you, Lainey? 5. You're only 2. You silly girl. Hello, Abby Ray. Where are you? Apple Farm, Sky Top, Flat Rock, North Carolina.
There's bees around here.
I know.
Good. We're going to talk to you about our apple orchard and fun things you can do with apples. And then we're going to let you go out into the orchard and pick some apples and ride on the hayride. But everyone has to learn first to qualify to go out into the orchard. So I'm going to tell you some fun things about apples. I'm also going to ask you some questions. And when I do, I need you to raise your hand so I can hear your answer and so other boys and girls can hear your answer. We're glad you came to our orchard. The name of our orchard is Sky Top Orchard because you're on top of the mountain and you can see sky everywhere. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is an apple orchard? What's an apple orchard?
An apple orchard is a tree.
Well, an apple orchard is lots of trees that grow apples. And we have about 3,000 apple trees. And we do lots of things with our apples. Some of our apples we take to the grocery. Some we sell here to boys and girls like you, and some we make apple cider out of. So if you go to the grocery and you see an apple, where do they come from?
Apple orchard. Apple tree.
They come from a tree. They come from an orchard. Sometimes we forget that. We go to the grocery and we see blueberries and strawberries. We see oranges and watermelons and so many things, and we forget that somebody grew them on a farm or an orchard. We don't all live close to where they grow things. Years ago, people lived close to farms, and they would only get apples in the fall. And they would hardly ever get bananas and hardly ever get fresh pineapples. So you remember that the next time you go to the grocery, and you probably like to go where the cookies are, or the cereal, or the candy, you go to where the fruits and vegetables are, and you look at those apples, and you remember when you saw them growing on a tree. Now, do you like to eat apples?
Yeah.
We hope so. We like apple eaters, but we have other things that come to eat our apples besides people. These are the things we've seen eating apples at our orchard. We've seen rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks. We've seen groundhogs. We've seen opossums. We've seen raccoons. We've seen skunks. I'll answer some questions in a minute. We've seen skunks. We've seen turkeys. We have wild turkeys that come in our orchard. They scratch under the trees and eat apples. Apples walking in the orchard, and we see them on our road. So boys and girls, if you come to the orchard and get an apple, or go to the grocery and get an apple, you can clean it really good and take a bite out of it. What else can you do on making this apple besides just taking a bite out of it?
You can eat it. Looks like a snake.
That's the peeling of the apple.
Cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. That's a snake.
But the very best part is this. Look at this.
Wow.
See the hole in it?
Yeah.
But the very best part is this. What's really cool about this is this machine, not this machine right here, but this design, except for the suction part, this part, has been around, this design has been around over 100 years, and your great-grandparents maybe used a machine just like this when they were a child. So that's kind of neat, and they haven't added electricity or batteries. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to ask a tough question. I have 4 pictures on the wall, and each of those pictures has an apple tree. What's going on in those pictures?
That's winter, that's spring, that's summer, and that's fall.
And what is that called?
That's called the season.
The seasons. Yes, those are the 4 seasons. The first season is winter. And last week I asked that question, a little boy raised his hand, and he said, well, in the first picture your apple tree looks dead. And it looks kind of dead, but it's not dead, it's resting. And it takes a long time and a lot of energy and work to grow apples. So in the winter, the leaves fall off and the tree rests. Sometimes it snows on the ground, and we cut all the branches on our trees to make them strong in the winter. The next season is spring, and in the springtime, our apple trees have flowers. And the flowers turn into what?
Apples.
Apples. Do you know if there were no flowers on the tree, there would be no apples? You have to have flowers first. And we need something special to come to those trees, an insect. What insect do we need? Bees. We need honeybees. We have honeybees that live around us. But that's not enough. We need thousands and thousands of bees to come here. And it's too far for some of them to fly. So how do I get that many bees to come here? Get a beehive. We have a beekeeper, and we call him on the phone and we say, we need your bees. And he goes out and he brings us 35 beehives. He brings them up in the nighttime when it's dark and quiet and spreads them out all over the orchard. Well, in the morning, the sun comes out, the bees fly out their door and they go, oh my gosh, there's flowers everywhere. And they visit all of the trees. For 3 weeks, they're up here visiting all our flowers. They visit apple blossoms, they visit dandelion flowers, but they're up here for 3 weeks. Then the beekeeper comes back in the nighttime when all the bees are back in the hive. If he came back in the daytime, grab these hives, well, first of all, the bees might sting him. Second of all, half the bees would be out flying around, and he'd take their home away. So he comes back in the nighttime, loads them on his truck, drives them back to his house. The bees, while they've been up here for 3 weeks, have been busy moving pollen back and forth, collecting nectar in the pockets on their feet, and they've been busy making honey with the pollen, and they've pollinated our flowers. And by now they're starting to grow. And it's approaching summer. And in the summer, you guys are probably swimming, you're riding bikes, you might be camping, or you're just hanging out and having fun. In the summer, our apples are growing. They need sunshine, and they need rain. And if we don't have enough rain, we have irrigation pipes all over our orchard that lay on the ground, and some are buried underneath the ground, and we turn on great big pumps, and we water our trees. We water one section, and then another section. This year, though, we didn't turn on our pumps. Why do you think we didn't turn on our pumps this summer?
Because there was rain.
Because we had a lot of rain. We almost had too much rain, but we definitely had enough rain, so we didn't have to use these hoses to water our trees. And they continue to grow, and by now it's fall, which is my favorite season. In the fall, the pumpkins are turning orange, the leaves are starting to change colors, the days are getting cooler, and the apples are ready to be picked. We're going to let you pick some apples today and ride on the hayride. You are going to see something in the orchard that you don't normally see. It's something we don't want to see, and it's something we don't. They do have to have seeds to grow. That's very important to have seeds. Okay, I have one question for you, boys and girls, and then we'll let you go to the next area. How many apple leaves one apple.
One.
One apple. How many leaves do you think the energy? Apples don't have their own energy. The leaves provide the energies to grow the apple. So how many apple leaves do you think you need for one apple?
5.
Good guess, but no.
6.
No, you need 50. 50 leaves to grow one apple. So if there's 100 apples on that tree, you'll have to use your math tomorrow and see if you can figure that out. How many leaves have to be on that tree for 100 apples? Okay, that's the rules.
Well, you guys have learned some things about apples, I hope. Let's tell Lindsay thank you. Yay! And you know what? You know what? You guys have done such a good job learning about apples. We're going to send you out for your hayride and let you pick your own apples, okay? There's only a few rules here. First of all, if you see a bee or a yellow jacket, try to leave it alone. Try not to flip it or mash it, because it's just after the juice or the sugar in the apples. It won't bother you if you leave it alone, I hope. Also, you know, the other day we had a little boy, took a bite out of an apple. He was out picking with his group. He took a bite out of an apple, and he was running along talking to his friend, and then he took another bite out of the apple. Guess what was on that apple when he took that second bite? A bee. Well, a worm, that'd be my fault. That's happened before. But a bee was on the apple. And when he took a bite out of that apple, guess what happened?
The bee went in his mouth.
Yeah, and stung him on the lip, and his lip got really big. So we've decided it's just not a good idea to eat apples while you're here, especially out in the orchard for that reason. We only have a couple other rules. When you see an apple and pick it, we'd like for you to keep it. Even though you're going to see trees that are blown down by the wind and apples that are knocked down, we don't want to add to more apples on the ground. So if you pick one, please keep it in your bag. When you're ready and the teachers are ready, this young man's going to take you for a hayride. We're going to go out and see our big spider, and we're going to see the brown bears and black bears that live here, and the animals that live in our barn and our lake. And then he's going to take you down.
Look, there's one right here. See his tractor? Let's go find his tractor. Look, you can go up here and touch this. Look, what is that? A big turkey or a horse? Let's go see. What is that big thing? Oh, that's supposed to look like a turkey. And a little donkey. You can go touch it if you want to.
Mommy, why did you not bring some blankies?
You wore pants. You're okay. And go touch that donkey? Okay. Go ahead. I'm going to watch you on my camera. You'll be on my camera. Go ahead. Oh. Yeah. What's this one? A little goat? Little goat? Nah. 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 And look, you can go get on this hayride. Down the mountain.
Delicious. The only trees I saw that were Golden Delicious didn't have any apples on it. I don't know if there's a late variety of them or not.
Your bag.
You share with Abby.
Go help Abby. Lainey, come in this way.
The green color.
Come up this way. Come on.
I like the green color.
Uh-oh. You okay?
Make sure don't have any spots on it. Okay, put it in your bag. But let's hit Lainey. We can't get them off the ground, honey. They have bugs in them. Let's pick one off the tree, Lainey, okay? There's some low ones in there. Look at Lainey. Come here. You want to pick an apple?
Daddy, I can't find green.
Oh, that's for sure. You wanted all of them.
These are the same kind.
Natalie. Here, Abby. Here's a whole
I got big apples. That's going on.
Can you pick one, Elaine? Can you pick this one? Climb in there. Climb in there and pick that apple. Can you get it? Pull it. Put it in Abby's bag. If I can shut it. It's got a little bit green on it. Okay, we'll have plenty, okay?
I got two.
One more in there. Give me one more apple. One more.
And hold my bag. It's still a green one.
I don't know, Becky. I think there's some down here. It's down for the yellow apples, I think.